We're back yet with another installation of our podcast. Now, I think Mr. Big D Sizemore is going to kick it off with us. He's got some interesting stuff on war and politics, so I'll hand it over to Mr. Big D.
Well, we'll start with Japan. This whole area is getting threatened by China right now.
The land of the rising sun.
Japan and the Philippines and the smaller islands out there around China and Japan and stuff, they all are getting threatened over territory right now. Land.
Oh, really? So is China basically being the bully?
Yes, and that's what scares the crap out of me, because the first two world wars was all started over Germany wanting more land. And personally, the way I'm looking right now, we may have a World War III very soon. Because the United States, what we're doing is we're arming Japan with our old warships. And the Philippines. We are arming them.
We're giving them the ability to defend themselves against China.
Yes, and I think I have a good reason for this. The United States doesn't want to lose its base on Japan, because that's our most important base.
You know, it goes back to the global economy. You know, we want to have our ties in the Far East, the Southeast Asia with the Philippines, the Far East with Japan, South Korea, I imagine. But, you know, as time goes on, China is projected to be the next superpower. And logistically speaking, they're over there. You know, we're going to have a hard time keeping control. What do you think?
I think we are completely prepared to beat China in war. I think we can take them in war right now. I think we can. 5 years, be different. Right now, I think we can take China in a war.
Ron, what do you think about this?
Because everyone hates China. They'll all team up against them. They hate us too.
I'm not going to say anything about that either. I'd defer again, please.
You're deferring once more, but do you foresee China becoming a superpower, Ryan?
I do.
I think so, don't
It
you?
already is.
And it's going to be a beast, and a beast gets hungry, and it has to have a lot of resources. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
See, this all goes back to the Illuminati. The Illuminati's feeding China.
So,
And
the Illuminati's even in China.
the Illuminati's everywhere. It's the world. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's Satan's minions.
Ryan, you know, they hosted the Olympics several years ago, China.
Yeah.
What was your opinion on how they did?
They done very well.
Oh, you think so?
They did.
Everybody remember the little lady that basically was lip syncing their anthem?
No, I don't remember that.
Well, alright, since we're going to talk about the Olympics here for a second.
Okay, go right ahead.
What about the Americans planning to protest the anti-gay ban in Russia's 2013 Winter Olympics? Americans and Russians and people from
Well, you'll
all
have to
over
bring
the
me
world.
up to speed on this.
I've heard of it, but I'm not really.
Vladimir Putin
Yes, sir.
banned gays in Russia, and the Americans are wanting to go over there and protest with the Russians.
Let me get this straight. It's a crime to be gay in Russia.
Yes.
Okay.
And honestly, I seen this on Jay Leno. It said, so if Putin is wanting to kick gays out of Russia, then he's going to have to leave himself.
That's groundbreaking. Ryan?
And speaking of gays, Darren Young, WWE superstar, come out gay yesterday.
I
Wrestler
read that on
ever
Yahoo. I certainly did.
Come out gay.
Ryan, what do you think?
They should be able to participate in Olympics like everybody else. I don't see what the big to-do is
I
about.
don't either. You love who you love, man.
So, what you're saying is basically you disagree. So, what Russia is doing,
He's trying to ban him from the Olympics.
if you're a homosexual, you cannot come to Russia and participate in the Olympics. Is that correct?
Yes, and you can't be one anyway in Russia anyway.
And there are some Americans that's actually going to protest that. Is that correct?
Yes.
What's the penalty? Do you know what the penalties for doing that in Russia? Do you know if there's a penalty of
I
some
think
kind?
it's death, honestly.
You know, I have no idea.
I think I heard death.
I'm sure there's some repercussions if it's against the law. You know, there would be some penalty. I did not know that, though.
Yeah. Putin is going crazy over there.
So, how long has he been in office?
I don't know. I don't know how long he's been president.
A pretty good while. I know.
I know Obama hates his guts.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, they hate each other.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They won't even look at each other when they go to press conferences. They won't. They'll look the other way.
Oh, that's.
He even said he hated him on Jay Leno.
That's not very good diplomacy, is it, Ron?
Nope.
He hates Vladimir Putin. He hates him, too.
All right, what's next on store there?
Mitch McConnell.
The U.S. Senator from Kentucky.
There was a debate. It's been a couple weeks ago.
I think you're referring to the Fancy Farm debate.
Yeah, because you missed last week.
Go ahead, Ryan.
That was on Western Kentucky.
Yes, sir, it was.
What happened was it was him, Allison Grimes, and Matt. Is his name Bevin?
I think
Yes,
so.
yes.
He's the Tea Party candidate.
Yeah.
Allison
like him.
Lundgren Grimes is actually Kentucky's current Secretary of State.
I like Matt Bevin. I do. He's one of the few Tea Party members that I like.
I'm just not a big fan of the Tea Party, but go right ahead.
But Matt Bevin, Mitch McConnell, I just don't think he can win because once he got up there, he got booed off the stage. He couldn't speak because every word he opened his mouth about Obama, and they booed him off the stage, and he left.
So you think Mitch McConnell is in trouble?
Oh, yeah. How
Right.
he lived off his rich government salary
And
for the past 30-whatever years, yeah.
Ryan, how do you see this race unfolding? They have given Mitch a 1-2 punch. He's got something. He's got the Tea Party candidate the spring. Then he's got the Democrat
Yeah.
in the fall. Could this spell trouble for
It very
Senator
well could.
McConnell?
He's done, dude. Mitch is done.
Do you see him
Why does he
actually
have to
getting
bash
beat?
Obama instead of doing his job?
That's what I'm saying.
You're not doing your job when you're bashing the president.
You're supposed to-
You're hired. You're elected to do
Your
for
job.
Kentucky to take care of Kentucky.
Not
I mean,
the country.
not bash the president.
I believe that's what his whole campaign's been over.
Is bashing Obama.
I know he would argue that Obama is the issue.
He's a
And
racist.
if you watch YouTube, if you watch anything, you'll see these Mitch McConnell ads. Stop the war on coal.
Shut up, Mitch.
The war on coal's been going on a while.
Listen,
If that's the case, why hasn't he did anything up to this point? Is it what's going to make a difference if he's reelected?
you know what really cracks me up? When Mitch left, Matt Bevin started a "Where's Mitch" chant.
And just for the
I'm
record, I support coal.
Me too.
I do as well, but I think we should look towards the future as well.
I'm afraid, that alternative fuels are the future. But I certainly, we have a lot of friends, family that works in the coal industry that, I would like to continue to see them have employment. I would.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about here in Leslie County. There was free phones for. It's still going on.
I think there's a bunch of free phones given away.
Yes.
And I actually think that's a good idea. People's.
No, go ahead. I'm just trying to signal you there.
Oh, well, people is, hating on that stuff. I don't know why.
Somebody will complain about anything.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, somebody's going to have something against it. I don't care what it is. If you just like to wear a propeller cap, somebody will have something negative to say. So basically, you have to do what you think's right, live your life, and let it go with that.
And the
You
one
can't
problem-
let everybody else dictate how you feel.
The one problem that I see is, of course, this being the anti-Obama county that it is, it's calling them Obama phones. Well, let me tell you something, idiots. This is not Obama phones. The law that was passed for this was signed by Ronald Reagan. So if you Republicans are Ronald Reagan lovers, you need to look up what you're talking about, buddy, because you're talking about your own Mr. Macho President Ronald Reagan over here, and it has nothing to do with Barack Obama.
I'm not going to hate on anybody. I honestly don't know the facts. I don't know the facts. I don't have... I do not have a problem whatsoever with somebody getting a phone. And I believe Ryan will agree with me. I've even encouraged several people to get them. So I have no problem with that whatsoever.
They do serve a purpose.
They do serve a purpose. And I get what people are saying. There are people out there that abuse the system. But you know what? There are people out there that actually, by life circumstances, needs the system also.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. So, I'm not going to hate on anybody. That's just not my place.
Well,
Unless they're the Tea Party. I don't like the Tea Party.
George Bush had heart surgery a couple of weeks ago.
George W. Bush.
Yeah, the young one.
Yes, sir.
How's that Obamacare sound now, buddy? How's that sound now, Bush? Huh? How's
He's
it
probably
sound
wealthy
now?
enough he doesn't have to worry about that.
How's the Obamacare sound now?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't he owned professional ball clubs?
The Texas Rangers, I believe.
I think so. So you're probably doing okay if you actually owned a Major League Baseball team at one time. I'd imagine you probably did okay. I don't know what those things go for, but I would imagine they'd be a pretty penny. Mm-hmm. Ryan, if you had your choice to buy a Major League team, which one would it be?
Baseball?
Yes.
I'll let him go.
Go ahead,
Oh.
Mr. Big D.
Oh,
Me?
you go first.
Yankees. Because they're the biggest
Stole my thunder.
biggest
You
money
stole my
makers.
thunder.
So both of you all would want to own the Yankees?
Yes.
The Yankees, Red Sox, or Reds.
I'd have to go with the Cincinnati Reds because that's my favorite team.
If it was NBA, it'd be the Boston Celtics. It was the NBA.
Really? If you had a chance to own any franchise
Celtics.
in the NBA,
Celtics.
it would be
The
the
Lakers.
Boston Celtics.
Right.
Ooh,
The Lakers.
rivals here. Lakers, Celtics.
Actually,
Rivals.
in today's NBA, the Heat, because they make the most money. But all time, Lakers.
Well, anything else happening in the political world there, Mr. Big D?
Nope, not at all.
All right. Well, I guess we will wrap this particular one up with the political one. We kind of got in the sports there at the end. Ryan, any closing thoughts?
If it was an NFL team,
Cowboys.
I would be the Steelers.
You a Steelers? You're a Steeler fan?
I'd pick my Steelers. They're a great franchise.
Or are you a Steeler fan, though? Are you looking from a business prospect or this come from a
Business.
how about from a fan perspective? Who would you like to own?
Patriots.
From a fan perspective.
I'd buy the Patriots.
You're a Patriot fan.
I don't have a certain favor, but
In the NFL, you have to have some team that you like to watch.
I enjoy the Patriots too.
You do?
Yeah.
You're more college football, though, aren't
Yes.
I am too.
you? You're high school and college football,
Yes,
aren't
sir,
you?
I am.
More than NFL.
Yes.
Nothing that, I mean, you're not knocking the NFL. That's just where your interests lie.
Yes.
I can
I
understand
hate
that.
professional sports because they only do it for the money.
So you more like the college and high school too, the amateur
Overpaid
leagues.
athletes.
Oh, yeah.
Overpaid athletes.
College or high school, I'd rather go watch the Wesley County Eagles play than go watch the Bengals play in Cincinnati.
Well, I can understand that. I can
Because
understand
they
that.
actually enjoy the game of football.
You actually enjoy the game of football.
And high school brings communities together. Sports
You think so?
unites them.
Unites communities.
I do.
Things can get pretty rough too in those
They
communities.
Can. Yes, they can.
I believe a neighboring county of ours had to basically change their bowl game, correct? Because
Yes.
they were basically crosstown rivals.
Yeah.
Things got so heated, if I'm right,
Yeah.
that they had to discontinue that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I can understand that also.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, that about wraps this one up for War and Politics. Thank you all for joining. Please leave any comments, suggestions, whatever you feel. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.